Welcome to Financially Focused, the show where we guide you on how to build and protect your wealth. I'm Denise Williams, and today we're diving into the strategies high net worth individuals use to ensure their wealth is secure and continuously growing, no matter where they are in the world. So our journey will begin by really looking at the private wealth and corporate structures that can allow you to maintain a location independent lifestyle while ensuring that the legal and regulatory frameworks are in place to protect your assets. So let's quickly break it down before we bring in the experts. We want to look at the national level. So when you choose the country that you're either going to do business in or live in, you want to make sure they have the right and the robust financial frameworks, okay? So you want to look strong laws, financial structures, a well-regulated stock exchange, and these foster wealth building. Next, we look at the corporate level. And this is very critical because this is where you're going to find your talent. This is your talent pool, and you want to make sure it has the technology, it has educated workforce capable of implementing projects successfully. So you really want to be in countries with high level of innovation and business-friendly policies, right? Because you want that environment for your corporate or your personal ventures. Now, at the individual level, right, this is the most critical level, and you need to build a personal team to support your high net worth financial lifestyle while being location independent. So this is where you're going to form relationships and networking. So again, when you choose a country, you want to make sure the national, the corporate, and the individual level is strong. So to help us to understand how that works, we have a very, very powerful panel for you, and we're going to break it up into two sections. So in the first section of this conversation, we have Dr. Marlene Street Forrest, CD, JP, PhD, Managing Director of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. And beside her is Mrs. Judith Ramlogan, Attorney at Law and Head of Corporate Services at Jamaica Stock Exchange. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Pleasure. Yes, okay. So what we want to really look at is, what does Jamaica have to offer to, in terms of financial services, to persons looking for the national, corporate, and individual framework in order to bring their business here, whether at the corporate level or at their individual high net worth level?
Okay, so I want to start by saying that we have a stable economic environment. Yes. That is very important to a stock exchange, to any financial sector. And despite any changes in government, etc., it remains stable. And we are committed to that sort of stability.
Right.
And in terms of that also, we have a firm and stable regulatory framework.
Right.
We have our Financial Services Commission that regulates the sector. So when we're talking about wealth and wealth creation and high net worth individual, one of the things that they are going to want to know is, do we have that in place?
And that's very important, because
very important.
What happens without all of that regulation? Because people hate paperwork.
Exactly.
But what happens without it?
Well, without that, you are going to have chaos. You are going to have a situation. We talk about things like beneficial ownership. We talk about transfer of those assets to the individual from one buyer to another seller. If you don't have that, then you are going to have a situation where people cannot even identify or locate their wealth. So obviously, that is important in a good and well-run financial sector. Technology is something else that is extremely important. The ability to ensure that there is speed in terms of your purchase and your transfer.
Yes.
And many high net worth individuals have complained about that for other countries. They say the speed of doing business or the ease of doing business is not where they want to be, because obviously there is a time value of money.
Right.
And if you cannot get in and out of transactions in an appropriate time, you are losing money.
I want to say that you were quoted in another media house saying that now that the stock exchange has implemented T+1, yes, which means transaction, and then in one day, your funds are available. You quoted it as saying that this opens more opportunities for investors. What does that mean for a high net worth person or a company shopping around for a domicile?
Well, obviously what it means, apart from the fact that we are in line with the global standards, so that persons can measure our effectiveness, what it means is after you have traded, as you have indicated, you have 1 day within which settlement takes place. The longer that trading cycle is, the less time for you to actually get your money, to do something else, or to go get in and out of a position on the exchange, for example, the stock exchange. Again, what it does to a longer trading cycle introduces risk to the market. The longer you take to get your money, let us put it down, is the more risk you have. So obviously when you shorten that settlement cycle, you reduce risk, and also you increase your ability to earn money, to gain wealth.
So the fact that we're going faster, the technology allows it, the regulatory environment allows it. That means you have the money in and out, which creates the opportunity to seek opportunity, right?
Correct.
Yes. Right. Okay, fantastic. Now, Mrs. Ramlogan, we're, the regulatory environment for persons who are high net worth, they have to deal with taxes, they have to deal with many challenges, with other agencies in terms of managing and sharing of information to the public. Tell me, what do you see as in terms of what Jamaica has to offer?
Well, I just want to say, Denise, that the AML CFT framework for Jamaica, it was found wanting some years ago, but now it has become very, very robust. So, and that's what sometimes high net worth people look for. Whether your AML framework is in place, so they don't have to worry about, questions about where they get their money from and that kind of thing, because the framework, they know that they can rely on the financial system.
Right. So essentially, we have speed, we have technology, we have regulation. Tell me about innovation, Doc.
Okay, so if we should go a little further back, what you would have seen is that in days gone by, you had what is called an open outcry system in terms of
shouting
buy, sell. But what we have is we have an electronic trading platform that allows for that. But going further into innovation, you don't even have to, at this point, you have online trading. So while you do have an account with your broker, you can sit in your bedroom, and you can purchase those stocks or you can sell those. That is a part of innovation because it allows for flexibility in terms of growing your wealth.
But what about our high net worth members of our diaspora in Canada, the UK, the US, and they want an international portfolio? What innovations has the JSE put to the market?
Well, we have several. Because when you start with one market. But the fact is that what we have done is we have created several markets that allow persons to choose various products that you can have. So you have the US denominated market.
So we have US dollars traded in Jamaica, US dollar companies, securities. Traded here.
You have the bond market.
So that's fixed income.
Exactly.
You
have Let us see now. So the bond market, US denominated market, you have the main market.
Yes, which is Jamaican dollar.
Yes. And you have the junior market.
Right.
And the junior market provides that set of companies that are in the growth stage.
Yes.
So that you can venture into investing in those companies as well.
So you can get in almost on the ground floor
Yes.
with the junior market
Yes.
and grow a little faster.
Right.
If all goes well.
Exactly.
But have you left off our friends in Canada? What about them?
In terms of?
Are having the ability to buy in Jamaica in innovation.
Oh, yes. So they can buy into these securities that are listed on any of our markets. But also, they can come and they can list their securities on our market as well.
Yes.
Because we have had companies from the Canada that have listed on our markets.
Okay.
Yes.
So if, let us say, I am a high net worth person in the diaspora, I have my family here, can I help them to have, so you said I can help them to have US dollar stocks here.
Yes.
Any other currencies through the stock exchange?
No other currency except Jamaican dollars and US dollars.
And what about the direct market access?
But the direct market access, which is through the Jamaica Central, and I want to push it there.
Yes.
Securities Depository, they can go to their broker and say to their broker, look, we want to invest in securities that are listed on the Canadian market.
Right.
And they have access, they will have access to that as well.
So if I am a high net worth individual, my job is to make more money.
Yes.
But again, there is innovation here.
Yes.
And Mrs. Ramlogan, with the direct market access to Canada, US dollar denominated securities in Jamaica, fixed income traded through the bond market, wouldn't this mean that that's a higher need for regulation?
Well, for now, the FATF is really looking at companies that are incorporated or registered in Jamaica. So overseas companies that come to do business, they have to give information about their beneficial owners as well.
Correct.
So that is,
so
once
the ecosystem is there in terms of my money being in almost, I wouldn't say risk-free, but safe.
Yes.
You can track information.
Yes.
You can track owners.
Yes.
Yeah, you can track activities through the stock exchange, through the bond exchange. So these markets allow someone to be in Australia and see what's happening on your website.
That is it. But remember now that the Jamaica Stock Exchange itself also as a regulatory and market oversight division.
Okay.
And this is very critical to confidence in the market because these companies that are listed, their securities, whether it's bond or it's equity, they have to do filings, as in other countries. They have to do filings on a quarterly and on an annual basis that speak to how their company is performing. If there's material information that the market needs, they will have to tell the stock exchange about that. And obviously, as you said, the conduit is through the website. You can go and look at that information. But these companies are properly regulated.
So regulation, innovation, technology, market access, market speed, access to your money, these are what international high net worth investors can get today.
Yes, and that drives the market.
Absolutely. Wow. Doc, Mrs. Ramlogan, we are in a very critical stage. I don't know if people are even aware of the immense work that has gone into putting us at this point where, would you say our market is mature or maturing?
I think you have to still say our market is maturing. There's still a lot more that can be done in our market.
Yes.
And it is good to have that ING so that you are not sitting on your laurels thinking that, you know, you have arrived.
Yes.
Because there is more to be done. There's a lot more market education, whether it's through a high network, for high net worth individuals or others.
Yes.
You still have that. you have to educate the market,
Yes.
the investors, those persons who are players in the market.
Yes.
More changes to our regulations. So yes, it is a maturing market.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And Mrs. Ramlogan, you run corporate services. As there are the greater need for compliance so that we can attract high net worth individuals, I think your office should be swamped.
Well, you know, we are marketing our services. We're newly formed.
Yes.
So we are marketing our services, but, you know, people are interested in our
Yes,
services. They are.
absolutely. Thank you so much. This is a fantastic way to, you know, I mean, we're in a space where we are ready for the big players. Would you say that?
That is correct.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank
Ready
you.
to conquer the world.
You're ready to. I love it. I love it. All right. Thank you, Dr. Street Forrest. Thank you, Mrs. Ramlogan.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.